I look weird? I feel so weird. Since as a Turkish person, I'm trying to speak English in front of a camera, which is really weird. Like, the only word I know is weird. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing this channel for the first time, I'm Almina, and this will be my first English video in this channel. Currently, I'm living in Turkey, and I had a performance task for our English class. We need to take a video, so I thought that I could load this video to you on YouTube and show you my bad English. Today's video is about prohibited books and why they're prohibited. When I searched on the internet, I saw really interesting informations, and there are some books that I almost sure that all of you have known. When you heard it, you're gonna surprise. Sanki İngilizce şeysin. Salak. And I said I should film this video immediately. Besides, I would like to add something. I practiced a lot before this video in order to not to make any mistakes, but I hope you'll ignore the mistakes that I will be doing in a few minutes. So let's just get started. I will put the picture of the book right here so that you can see which book I'm talking about. Our first book is My Sweet Orange Tree by, it's too hard to read his name, Jose Mauro de Vasconcelos. If you live in Turkey, I guess almost all of you have heard this book is prohibited but don't know why. I'm not sure that this book is still prohibited in Turkey, but in a term it was. And here is the story. A teacher asked her student to read My Sweet Orange Tree or My Orange Sweet Reads. So complicated, but My Sweet Orange Tree to read as a performance task in school. The parent of aforementioned student reports to the ministry that this book contains a lot of bad words or profanities. After the report, the ministry has examined this book and stated that this book is not suitable for Turkish cultures or traditions, and also added that this book might have some bad effects on children development. And after this case, an investigation launched against teacher. In my opinion, I read this book. I can honestly say that I love this book so much. It is one of the most favorite books in my library, and I always open that book and read some sentences and feel so dramatic. Like, we have a little boy as a main character, and he is so what? He has a big heart. He got through a lot of bad things from his family, physical abusement or such a things, and then he just finds the true friendship and tries to be a good person in the future. Our second prohibited book is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Actually, the story is really contradictory and bizarre. The novel tells the story of a black man which has accused of raping a white woman. As you can understand, it's about racism. There are two opposite characters, like black man and a white woman. Even though the author of the book is someone who considers the measure of human beings is conscience rather than racism or nationalities, his book is prohibited and accused of racism. I guess this book is prohibited in America, maybe in United Kingdom, but I'm not sure. It's really interesting. The author is against the racism, but his book is accusing of racism. Personally, I didn't read this book, but my friends recommended this book to me so much. Like, they love this book. I heard so many good things about this book, and it is on my list, and I will definitely read this book one day, I'm sure. The third book, that will really shock you. Like, I really surprised when I saw this, and I wasn't expecting a book to be prohibited, which is Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter is the book that I love most in this bookshelf. Like, this is my favorite book on the earth, and that's why I started to read books. I always watch Harry Potter or read the books, and just I love that ambience, I love that world, I love the characters or the emotions that they live. İngilizce konuşmak çok zor, ben çok zorlanıyorum. Eğer hala bu videoyu izleyen varsa muhtemelen zaten bunu Türkler izliyor.
Gerçekten çok zor ve galiba kelimeleri yutarak konuşuyorum. Şu an öyle hissettim.
Midori Christian High School in Australia prohibited this book in their schools by stating that the wizards and witches in the book of Harry Potter are incompatible with Christian values. I admit that this is really strange reason. It's not possible for me to say any word since like we prohibited my sweet orange tree by stating that this is incompatible, unsuitable for Turkish cultures and traditions. And while we're doing this, it's a very normal thing for a Christian school to do that. I respect, but it's really strange in my opinion. Actually, I think the prohibition of my sweet orange tree is way worse than that. Our fourth book is Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. This is the most awkward one. Like, when I read this, I found it really ridiculous. It's too weird to prohibit this book for these reasons that I will be telling you in a few minutes. You should listen to the story. The book has banned in... Do I need to pronounce it as banned or Bennett? Correct me in the comments. The book has banned in Hunan province, China, and also some schools in the United States because animals were loaded with excessive human characteristics. They believe that children could approach to humans and animals on an equal footing. I don't know, in English it's called fable, but in Turkey we call it fable, and in fables it's a kind of a fairy tale. Animals are pretending like they're human. They act like human, they can cry, they can speak, they can fall in love or something, and I love that kind of books actually. This is a whole different world and fables are giving me another point of view. I love this kind of book so much. Our fifth book and the last book is Arabian Nights, which is an anonymous book. The book was accused of disrupting public morality. The Islamic geography where these fairy tales born are at the beginning of the accusations. The Arabian Nights fairy tales, which are still banned in some countries such as Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, what else? Uzbekistan, were banned in Egypt for the reason like immorality, sexual expressions, religious slander or something. It's really weird. It's about Islamic culture. It was born in Islamic culture, especially in Arabic culture, but this book is prohibited mostly in Islamic countries such as Afghanistan or Egypt. As I said before, it's really strange to prohibit this book in those countries while it's about Islamic culture. And also there's a book in my bookshelf which is The Wrath and Down by Rini. It's too hard to read his author's name. This book is inspired by Arabic Nights. We can say this as a future version of Arabic Nights. It tells a story of a character which marries with a girl and kills them after midnight. We had a strong woman character in this book, and I love that character and also this book so much. She is really strong and she defends herself so good with her words or moves or acting. It's like, I admire her. The main character of our book is also amazing person. When you get to know him, you understand that he has a big heart, and I love this book so much, and I also recommend this book to you so much when we say Arabic Nights. And that was all. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave comments down so that I can improve myself more and more, or I can see my mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes. Don't forget to subscribe. See you later.
Yemin ederim hayatımda yaptığım en zor şeydi. Yani böyle aynanın karşısında zaten 30 kere böyle tekrar etmiştim. İşte şöyle söyleyeyim, şöyle konuşurum falan. Ama oraya bir geldim böyle falan yaptım. Hiçbir şey konuşamadım. Ama umarım bir şeyler konuşmuşumdur. Bu arada videoyu editlerken fark ettim, çok fazla kelime karıştırmışım. Yani mesela Arabian Nights'a hep Arabic Nights falan demişim bir ara. Ne alaka onu hiç anlamadım ama siz beni anlarsınız herhalde yani. Zaten alta şey koyacağım, altyazı koyacağım. Ama onu da yani edit programından koyacağım. Çünkü 60.000 abone olmuşum. Hala daha YouTube'dan altyazı eklemeyi bilmiyorum. Böyle sıkıntılarım var. Ama umarım videoyu beğenmişsinizdir. Bir sonraki videoda görüşene kadar kendinize iyi bakın. Okur kalın. Hoşça kalın.